today on World War II Wendal, we're going to show you that you don't have to live in a big city or famous place to appreciate your surroundings. This video is about these. Not Callum. It's about the humble pillar box. First used in the Channel Islands in 1852. They spread to mainland Britain the following year. So what year was that then, Beef? He's listening. 1853.
Yeah.
Agony, innit? Early pillar boxes weren't red. They were, can anybody guess what colour they were painted?
Orange.
Not orange.
Blue.
What, like Leicester City?
Yeah.
No. Cal?
Green.
Green, that's right, they were green. Yep, green pillar boxes, imagine that. It wasn't until 1874 that all these boxes were ordered to be painted red. Really old boxes had different shapes and sizes. Since 1905, we've had a fairly standard cylindrical shape, made of 3 parts. We've got the cap. I believe they got the pattern for the cap from the Dutch post office.
That's right, this is the Dutch cap.
There you go, gag number 1. The carcass. Not like the carcass you're used to. Cal, look, see how he stood next to old KFC there? Yeah, finger looking good. It's like a magnet for you, innit? And we've got the bit that's the most important bit for us today. This box here, as you can see, says ER2 on it. What do you think that stands for then, Cal?
The King Queen, that was Roman, the thing.
That's right, pretty much anyway, although in a Callum sort of way. It stands for Elizabeth Regina.
Regina.
Regina, yeah, Regina.
Okay.
And what do you think Regina is then? No, the last name's Windsor, isn't it? Regina is Latin for king or queen. All pillar boxes have got the royal cipher on of the reigning king or queen when it was installed. So we can tell that this one here was fitted after 1952. Yeah? Because that's when she came to the throne. Let's go and find some different ones then, Ian, unless you've got anything to say. What you got to say?
What letters are not in the alphabet?
I don't know. What letters are not in the alphabet?
The ones that are in the mail.
I've got a better one than that. Yeah, I've got a better one than that, definitely. Callum, did you know that this pillar box has got 13 letters in it? Think about it. Think about that one. This pillar box has got 13 letters in it. Go on, I'll leave you that. So that is the current queen. Anybody know who was the king or queen before Queen Elizabeth?
I don't know.
You should do. We've just been driving around looking for kings and queens post boxes.
Granddad?
How can the Queen's granddad have been the bleeding king or queen before? George.
Yes.
George the what?
George the second.
George the 6th.
6th. Oh yeah.
You're about 300 years out. So we're going to go and try and find a George the 6th post box. We've just found another pillar box then. But before we get there, what you got to give him?
For not providing for the lunch.
Beef was supposed to bring the food today.
I don't know what you're laughing at, Callum.
Got it. Just got it.
You've got one as well.
That went smoothly. Yeah, forfeit out for Callum and Beef. They were supposed to bring us something to eat today, and we are starving. Nothing. We've got nothing. Here's the pillar box then. Who can see what this one says on it then? This one then, George the 6th. So we know that this one dates from between 1936 and 1952, which is when he died. Ian, we've been asked for our autograph for the first time this week, haven't we?
Yes.
That's right, a viewer down in Torquay, and Mr. Hunt has asked for our autograph. So what have we done?
Sent him an autograph.
No, we're sending him a birthday card, haven't we?
Oh yes, yeah.
We've had some birthday cards. Ian, do you want to post that one without showing all the viewers his address? And Callum, do you want to get that card out my bag?
There it goes.
There it goes.
Which one?
It's on its way.
That one there, yeah. Go on, no, don't post it, you turd. This is to show the viewers.
Oh.
Oh, this is going smooth today.
Hold that. Peasant.
Right, we've had a few of these made. We've got 5 to give away. If it's your birthday coming up, go onto our Facebook page. Don't just leave your address, but tell us that you'd like one of these, and then we'll get in touch with you. We'll either message you back, or you can leave us a private message, and you can have a birthday card off World War II Wendal. Have a look at that. So long as we can get it to you for the price of 2 first-class stamps.
One's already been sent.
Yep, that's the first one gone.
I've
So,
also got one.
4 remaining.
yeah, we did. We sent Callum one as well. No, we've got 5 remaining.
Oh, 5 remaining.
Yeah, I had a few made. But yep, first 5 people on the Facebook page then. Leave a comment. Don't leave your address on there. And we'll get in touch with you. Get one out to you. Just the first 5. World War II, Wendal, always giving.
Yeah.
How many post boxes do you think there are in the UK then? Let's have a guessing game.
200.
200, right, well we've seen about 20 today while we've been driving around trying to find ones. So, and you think there's 200 in the UK?
No, 100. 1,000. Sorry.
1,000, right. Let's go with the beef man.
You've mentioned this before, I remember.
Only if you've been reading my script, you dog.
30,000.
30,000 on the beef.
No, I said 410.
40,000.
I'd like
I'm
to change.
confident.
Are you going to change your guess from 20?
50,000.
50,000. Are we going? Anyone want to go up a bit more?
I would say 100,000.
100,000. Uncle Ian is the winner. Yep,
Yes.
there's 100,000 pillar boxes in the UK. Ian, you got any jokes about the postal pillar boxes you want to tell us?
Oh no. What letter stands for ocean?
What letter stands for ocean? Go on, Cal.
Oh.
O.
Yeah. Oh.
C.
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 What?
Ocean.
Oh
C.
God, is that because it's a letter?
C. Yeah.
What the? Is that what it's the link to post boxes? Letter. That's agony. Agony. Why didn't you tell that other one that you were going to do? What's the difference between a pillar box and a sheep's bum?
Don't know.
Then remind me never to let you post my postcards in Wales again. That's much better. That's the George VI pillar box then, so that's the Queen's dad. Let's go and try and find the Queen's granddad. That's George V. Let's go and find his pillar box next. The hunt goes on. Driving round, we found this. It's a George V box. George V only had GR on his. He didn't bother with a 5. Everybody knew his name, George. This is the Queen's granddad. And this box must date when he was the king, which is between 1910 and 1936 when he carked it. Post office. You can still read there, just about. It says next collection just there. So 1936 this one then, Cal. It's at least that old. Yeah?
Yep. Why don't I just send emails?
Emails didn't come in until the 1940s, Cal.
Oh.
That's why. Yeah? That answer it? Yeah. Let's just have a quick look round it then. So where that black bit is there, it'll also be buried right deep into the ground. Let's do Callum's comments. What you got for us this week, Cal?
This week, if tell us who's on your newest pillar box. Yeah, no, close to you.
Well said, well said. Couldn't have said that about myself. Callum's comments this week. Tell us which king or queen is on the pillar box nearest to your house. How's that, Cal?
Yeah.
And then what do you want them to do?
And then go onto the Facebook page and send it to us if it's rare.
If it's a rare one, yep. Go to our Facebook page, send us a picture. Tell us. It's got us out and about looking at these, isn't it? You duffed that up rotten today, didn't you? That were awful. Probably the worst one you've ever done.
Thank you.
That's alright. Ian, have you got a joke
I've
about...
got a joke.
Is it about post, pillar boxes, letters, what? Go on, hit us with it. Go on.
What did the envelope say to the stamp?
I don't know. What did the envelope say to the stamp?
Stick with me and we'll go places.
Yep, that's garbage. I've got better than that. I've written this great joke about pillar boxes and the post and everything, but we've tried filming it 3 times. I just can't get it right. I keep nozzling it up. It's all in the delivery. This is GR. It's the Queen's granddad. Where do you think we're going to look for next then, Cal, on a pillar box?
Her granddad's dad.
So who would that be? Well, it's a great granddad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her granddad.
So we're looking for a pillar box with Edward VII on. Let's go hunting. Pillar box hunting.
Yay.
Massive iron.
What's that one say then, Cal? We've just found this one, and it's the next one on our list.
R7.
R7. It actually says ER7, so you're not far out.
Where's E?
That's the E just there. See that?
Uh-huh.
E. That's the R.
So it's like
Like that. So that's ER7. And who was he then, Cal? Who do you think that was?
Elizabeth great granddad.
Correct. Elizabeth's great granddad. So that's the Queen's great granddad. That's Edward the 7th.
Regina.
Edward Regina, yeah. Back in the day. He was Queen Victoria's eldest son then. Second born child. And he was the king between 1901 and 1910. So we know that this postbox here is at least 108 years old. How's that? Proper history, that is.
Yeah,
Proper history. You see, you've not got to get into real posh places or old places. You can literally walk down to your nearest shops, see which king or queen is on the pillar box, and you'll learn something about where you are. Edward the 7th then, what do we know about him, Cal?
He was Elizabeth's great granddad. What?
He was Elizabeth's
Yeah.
great granddad, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Well done. I don't know why Ian's laughing. He was Elizabeth's great granddad, Queen Victoria's oldest son. Did you know, Callum, his name wasn't even Edward?
Wasn't it?
Well, you should do, because I've just filmed it a minute ago and you nosed it up. No, his name was actually Albert. And why do you think he reigned as Edward?
Because he was embarrassed.
What about the name Albert? No, his dad was actually Albert, so throughout his life everybody called him Edward. It was his middle name, it was his second name.
Okay.
Yep. So that's why he was called Edward, and he reigned as Edward as well. Right, we've done the Queen's great granddad then. What we're looking for next, Uncle Ian?
The pub.
We are, we're going to the pub, and then we're going to try and find a Queen Victoria pillar box.
Callum's just quickly jogging off to the toilet.
Callum's running in, I don't know why, he's got no money on him. Tighter than a duck's arse he is. Callum's that keen to find these pillar boxes. He's just legged it down the road. It's turned into a little competition between Callum and Beef. Who can find these pillar boxes first? It's an interesting game. If you're out with your families, have a look. Have a look at your local pillar boxes. See who's on them. Just don't run like Callum. People will laugh at you. Not a pillar box, this one then, but this is a wall box. So a bit different. Obviously it's set into a wall. Post box, as you can see, written on there. It's George VI, as you can tell from his cipher just there. So we know this one is before 1952 and after 1936. That was when it was put here. Think of that, Uncle Ian?
I like that.
We like that one?
Yeah.
But it's not what we're looking for. We're after a Victorian one. Let's keep looking for a Queen Victoria. Off we go, back on the travels. Still searching then. Obviously not a pillar box, but still a post box. This is a different type. This is a lamppost box. Obviously originally they went on posts and lampposts. ER, so it's no use to this search. Royal Mail, this one says. Queen Elizabeth, so that one's been there after 1952. Let's keep looking. Still on the hunt for a Queen Victoria pillar box then. We've not found one here, but we have found another George V. But what's really interesting about this one, sorry about the wind noise, is this on the top on the cap. This little bit here would have housed a sign, and that sign would have said something like post office or telephone, and it would have pointed in the direction of what was probably the post office that would have stood just there. Now put a picture in right now of what this would have looked like. So again, something a bit different. Let's keep looking, Ian.
Yeah, go for it.
Still looking for a Victorian pillar box, haven't we, Cal? He's lost his hat. We've stopped at this one here. Again, it's George V. The only difference with this one is this here, this horn. See, there would have been another one of them just there, and again, it would have had a sign like that was directing you to the nearest post office, post box, not post box obviously, phone, something like that. So again, bit different. Horny one, isn't it, Cal? Little horny one there.
Yeah. I like Jaden.
First one of them that we found today. They are. Look for a pillar box with horns on. Let's keep looking, Cal. Still looking for a Victorian then. No. It's another old one though. Edward the 7th. And again, it's got a little plate there to show you the direction of something. But no, it's a fail, that one. Although it has got a maker on it, this one. So it's Dowell, Stephen and Company Limited, and that's London and Glasgow. So that's a bit different, a little bit different. We keep looking. We've looked and looked and looked. We failed. We can't find a Victorian pillar box anywhere. How many do you reckon we've looked at, Ian, today?
About 20.
More than that, I'd say we're near a 35.
35.
I reckon we've seen about 35 pillar boxes today. Can't find a Victorian one. But it's a nice game to play. If you're out with the kids, have a guess. The guessing game is it the Queen? Queen's dad, Queen's granddad, or the Queen's great granddad on them? World War II Wendal, like and subscribe, something a bit different. Back to magnet fishing next week. History this week, history on your doorstep this is. Like and subscribe, World War II Wendal,
Yeah.
keeping the history
Alive.
alive. Pizza time.
Yeah.
We're off for pizza now.